Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm one of the founding members of Blue Sky flyball teams, and I'm also a vet. And today I wanted to talk to you about how we use Oralade during training and competitions to ensure that our dogs are kept well hydrated and at their peak of performance. Dogs are absolute powerhouses of energy and are constantly using water, which needs to be replaced. For a typically active dog, the required water intake per day is around about 65 millilitres per kilogram of body weight. So for my working cocker Ralph, who I compete, that's just under 1 litre of water per day. However, during competitions and warm weather, that's likely to be a lot higher. 2% dehydration is enough to reduce physical and mental performance, and that leads to a reduction in focus, which can increase the risk of injury. It can increase muscle cramping, and it can also reduce energy levels and performance. Unfortunately, not all of the water drank is easily absorbed into the body. Absorption of water is actually dependent on electrolytes, which are the salts and sugars, which are required to transport water across the gut wall. Therefore, by using electrolyte solutions such as Oralade, all of the fluid drank is rapidly absorbed into the body. The first stage of hydration is actually to prepare and to pre-hydrate. Thirst is actually the first sign of dehydration. So if we wait for the dogs to become thirsty, we're actually already fighting a little bit of a losing battle. So by pre-hydrating, we're ensuring the dog is optimally hydrated well before we even start exercising them. In humans, this has been shown to prevent dehydration during exercise and also to enhance recovery. The recommendation is to give 10 millilitres per kilograms 2 to 3 hours prior to exercise. And at Blue Sky flyball teams, we actually give this during our race day breakfast. The next stage is to sustain. We offer Oralade again when we arrive at the competition or during warm-up, just in small quantities, being careful to keep to small amounts to not add too much liquid to the dog's stomach just prior to racing. During block racing and also during staggered racing, we use this in small quantities ringside as well. One benefit of Oralade is because that they absorb all of the liquid contained within the drink, they actually don't need to drink as much as if you're only offering plain water, or if you're offering water with some sort of additive like goat's milk or sardine oil or anything like that, which means that you can keep them well hydrated and keep them with an empty or low level stomach content. Following the morning's racing, we usually then give them another 5 to 10 ml per kilo to sustain hydration and electrolyte levels, and this is usually given along with the dog's mid-racing snack as well. The final stage is to recover, which is just as important as the other stages. We again offer another 5 to 10 ml per kilo of Oralade and ad-lib access to fresh water. Though to be honest, the Oralade always gets drunk first. It's really helpful to watch your dog's urine output and the colour, as this is a marker of how well you've managed to keep your dog's hydration in check throughout the race day. It's always really satisfying when they come home and you see a really long clear wee at the end of a day's racing when it's been really, really hot. You know you've stayed on top of their dog's hydration. So, what's the science behind it? There are lots of alternatives to Oralade, such as adding goat's milk into the water or sardine oil, but there's actual science behind Oralade. Use in working dogs has been shown to increase the total fluid intake compared to water alone, and use prior to exercise may actually help to lower the total body temperature of the dogs during exercise, which I think is absolutely important in these sporting dogs, particularly because we're often racing them during the hottest months of the year. What have we noticed as a team? Well, we've actually noticed that the fluid intake of our dogs has increased. We noticed that they favour Oralade every single time over water. We've noticed our dogs remain well hydrated. They always do big wheeze during race day and after race day, even when it's really hot. We've also noticed that the dog's recovery during race day, morning to afternoon or in between staggered racing, seems to be better. There doesn't seem to be any stiffness during or after the day, and actually following race day, the day after, when normally they'd have a really lazy day, the dogs are mentally really ready to go for another long walk or lots of exercise, so their recovery seems to be much better. So that's what we've noticed anyway. We're really enjoying using Oralade, and we'll continue to use Oralade. Why not give it a try yourself?